Besides the introductory clip about the State of Black YouTubers page on Facebook, consider this as one of the follow-up clips to offer additional information, because I'm not expecting that you will see the page by itself and not have additional questions about it or about me. There will be other things you will wonder about as far as who I am, and if you're one of those I sent a personal message to about possibly being a guest on my show, why I did that, why I contacted you. Some of the things I say here are in response to direct questions I have been asked. Other things I will simply say on my own, as they are bound to come up sooner or later. This might be the only clip I do of its kind in a while, or there could be others to follow soon thereafter. I don't know. That depends on how many of you have further questions for me. If you have asked me a question about this privately, I see it as no big deal to answer it publicly in a clip such as this, so long as I maintain complete privacy about all other aspects of our correspondences. I don't believe in name dropping. Under no circumstances will anyone else know that you and I have exchanged messages on Facebook or emails or anything like that. I don't care who you are, even if you are someone famous or a well-known content creator. The only way others will know we've been in touch at all is if we have recorded one of the show's episodes and you've okayed its upload for the release to the general public. Other than that, what is private remains private. Now, about me. I grew up in a time when AM and FM radio was very popular. There were radio personalities called disc jockeys. Some of the more notable ones had taglines as part of their identification. Georgie Woods was the guy with the goods. Jerry Blavat was the geeter with the heater. High Lit was High Ski McRooney O'Valley Zoo, or simply High Ski, since that was the era in which I grew up. I was thinking about coming up with a likewise tagline for myself, such as Ricky Brooks, the most famous guy online that no one's ever heard of, or some other self-deprecating phrase. Obviously, I'm an old guy. I've been a YouTuber probably longer than the majority of those watching this clip, well over 10 years. I have the distinction as being one of the longest running YouTubers with the least amount of followers. My total subscription base amounts to less than many of you acquire in a sneeze. So obviously, I'm not in it for the same reasons most others are. Not very long ago, I was able to take a step back to look at what I would describe as the 100-foot view of the entire industry of black content creators. What I saw amazed me. It is one of the most thriving entities I have ever witnessed in my lifetime, and I've been around for a long time. What is missing is any sense of solidarity within the community, where one YouTuber knows of another YouTuber next to them. But they are so wrapped up into their own thing, they really aren't paying attention to anyone else. But the real kicker for me was when I decided to search out specifically black content creators. You would not believe how hard that was in this year of 2022. Yeah, we have the stars, the ones with 1 million+ followers. But what about the rest? You have young people who are black becoming YouTubers every day. If a kid makes themselves a channel, how would I know that? Is something wrong with this picture? Like I said, I've been a part of this world for a long time. I have some experience in what it takes to do some of the things we do. We are not just living in the world. We are seeking to change it in the things we are doing. I'm all about black solidarity. I'm wrapping up a long career as an engineer for the military, where I worked in the Department of Defense. I had no idea what I would be doing in my golden years. But when I took that step back in the 100-foot view of what is going on with us, I knew exactly what my calling would be. I discovered the Facebook group called Black YouTuber Support, which allowed me to message some of you within Facebook. I'm on Twitter as well. I saw that there are tweets relating to black YouTubers on there too. I'm still learning my way around Twitter, how it can be directly related to what it is I'm doing. I'm not on Instagram yet. I know as much about it as the man in the moon. I'm probably going to need someone to step up and tutor me on how to get started with it. Because for some content creators, their sun rises and sets on their Instagram accounts. In order for me to have the best access to them and follow what they are doing, I need to be where they spend the most time. Also, TikTok. Hey, I'll go wherever I need to get what I want. Other than the Facebook page and the copying of podcast episodes to my channel, there is no presence for this black YouTuber quest yet. I see that changing in the form of possibly a website. I think sometime in 2022 is when I will be establishing a business to go along with it, which followers will be privileged in the sense that the entire formation of the company will be recorded as it happens and posted so that you can see every aspect of it. But a word of caution, it won't be your typical business plan formation in which I will be looking to create a company which makes money so that I become rich. Quite the contrary. What I will be doing is forming a non-profit corporation, because one of the goals of a non-profit is to draw attention to some entity which is by and large underserved. And from what I see, the state of black YouTubers is vastly underserved, which would be what I will be focusing on. So don't follow along with what I do thinking it's related to black YouTube entrepreneurship or anything like that. And then when you don't become rich, you're giving me grief because it did not turn out the way you wanted. When I get to that point, I'm going to repeat it over and over. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme or get rich at all. It will be to serve the black content creator community. Lastly, the ultimate objective may be to create an alternative to YouTube itself, something which focuses on black content creators specifically, not as in replacing or serving as a replacement for the platform, because there's always going to be YouTube as it exists today in one form or another. And it will depend on how those at YouTube respond to my questions about what steps they are taking to promote diversity. Some of you may be thinking, create your own video sharing platform? That is somewhat of a lofty goal. Yes, it's true. But when was the last time a lofty goal stopped you from doing something? As powerful and omnipresent as YouTube is, doesn't mean it has to be the final word on everything. Because when it gets down to it, I'm going to need to know how many of us there are who have a seat at the table when it comes to making the hard decisions which affect people's lives.